YouTube, what it do? We in the crib today. My chargers don't want to work in my car, so gotta come back to the crib and charge my phones. You feel me? But you see, it's on what 60 right now. But as you can see, I got some notes for today's videos. Today's video is about house hacking, how you can live rent free. Okay, so in the last video is about kind of like the costs and expenses and just everything money wise that you need to think of and that you need to know before you move out to rent. But if you don't mind taking that $10,000 that I say that you should have at least $10,000 before you move out, taking that $10,000, stay down the extra few months, get to 15,000, stay down the extra 6 months. If you're saving $28 a day, then that you can get to 15,000. If you can save a little bit more than that, then maybe you can get to 20,000 and then start looking for a crib, because it's going to help you out in the long term and it's going to be better for you. Because are you waiting longer to move out? Like, yes, but also when you do move out, you're not going to have to pay rent, or you're going to have to pay minimum rent, and or you can be making some money, making some cash flow. So it's definitely way better than renting, and I definitely wish I would have known this when I was younger, but I know it now, and that's all that matters, that you know it now, and that moving forward you apply what you learn. So first thing I want to get into is what is house hacking. So house hacking is when you get a 1 to 4 unit, and a 1 unit is like a single family home, so it's just like a regular home. A 4 unit is like a fourplex, 2 unit duplex, 3 unit triplex, and you live in one. Like if you're getting a 2 to 4 unit, you live in 1 unit, or you live in one side of the home and you rent out the other side. So not side of the home, but side of the building. So if you live in a duplex, you're living in one of the cribs, and then the other place you rent out. So say your mortgage for the whole duplex, for both units, your mortgage on that building is say $2,000, but you charge the person that's living in the other place on the other side of the duplex $1,500 to live there. Now you only have to pay $500 for the building. You see what I'm saying? So you're not paying $1,500 and then this person paying $1,500, and it goes to a landlord and they're collecting $3,000 and they have to pay $1,500 to the rent and stuff like that. And after maybe like some monthly fees or just stuff that they put away, maybe they make $1,000 profit on it. That could be you once you move out. So I know you be saying, like, once I move out, like, how can that be me once I move out if I live there? Because first I want to get into living there. Like, when you get an FHA loan, to get one of these places, you're going to want an FHA loan, which is like 3.5% down. So doing the math real quick, if the duplex costs 300,000, let's just say 15% of that, not 15%, but 3.5% of that is $10,000, $10,500. Now, if we do, I don't know if I can see this, if we do 400,000 times 3.5% equals 14,000. So if you have $15,000, and maybe like $16,000, because closing costs might be like a couple bands, but if you have around $15,000, you can go get a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex that's worth $400,000. Get an FHA loan, because the FHA loan only goes up to 4 unit. And if you get like a single family, I also want to touch on that a little bit. If you get like a single family crib, how you house hack that is living in one room and basically having roommates. So say you get a house for $400,000 and it's a 3-bedroom, you feel me? You would live in one, you can live in the master room, of course, because you own the place and you're living there, and you got the place. But then the other 2 rooms you can rent out, and trust me, people will rent out rooms, you feel me? So if the rent or if the mortgage there is $1,500, you can charge this person $500 to live there, charge this person $500 to live there, and then you would only have to pay 500 yourself. You know, you wouldn't have to pay 500, or you could charge them 600. You know, however your market is. Look it up on Rental Meter, RENTO meter METER.com. Rental Meter. I'm not sure if it's free. I think you get like a free trial, or you have to pay for it like off the rip. But if you like seriously diving into this and want to know like motorcycle on the highway, but if you want to know like how much is rent in my area, or how much can I charge for, you know, this room, you can look on there, or you can look on like Facebook Marketplace and like look up like what are people renting rooms for in the area that you're trying to get a crib for, or in the area that you have a house for. And like I said, like if you have a house, you can already do this. Like if you have a crib, you can just, you know, put your rents up, and like I said, look on Facebook Marketplace to see like the price ranges to go to. You put your rents up, and you can house hack like soon as possible. But I know a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people not comfortable with having, you know, roommates, especially if they're not in college or anything. But it's all about sacrifice, man. And this helps you get to like the next step in your life in terms of financially. This helps you be financially free. But yeah, you can do that. But like I said, I know a lot of people don't like to do that. So that's why the 2 to 4 unit thing, as I go through this video, I'll refer to house hacking as a 2 to 4 unit, because at the very least, I know you're going to want your own place. And it's very simple to at least starting off to have your own place, and then to have just one more place that you're kind of managing. But you can start off with a 3 unit, you can start off with a 4 unit, and have 2 to 3 other, you know, places that you own. You feel me? So yeah, like I was saying, you can do that. I know I'm kind of everywhere, but I hope that it's all making sense. But yeah, like I was saying, you can get an FHA loan. Like go to a lender, get an FHA loan. The requirements for it, I would say at least a 620 credit score. Just make sure your credit score is pretty good. Make sure it's close to 600. If it's not, while you're saving up money, also make sure that you're paying off any debt that you have. See what's on your credit report. See why you're in debt. Someone you may already know, like, oh yeah, I'm behind on these bills, or yeah, I'm in debt over here, or yeah, I had these student loans over here. Like, you know, try to pay those off. Try to get with a credit repair program. Talk to a lender, a local lender in your area. Talk to a realtor. They can connect you, you know, with a good lender. And make sure that it's a investor friendly lender, because a lot of lenders is different type of lenders. You feel me? It's lenders that may not even know too much about this, so you don't really want to talk to those lenders, because they're not really going to help you, or if they do help you, it's going to be on how they look at things. And this is a very like different way to go about things. So you want people that specialize in this, or that have done it before, to help you out. You feel me? So I really want to put this somewhere. Let's see.
Let me see.
All right, perfect. So, like I was saying, you want at least like a 620 credit score. That's a pretty good credit score. I was talking to a lender the other day. I was just letting him know, an investor-friendly lender, and I was letting him know, like, hey, I want a crib next year. I want to, you know, house hack it. I asked him, you know, do you know anything about that? And he was like, yes, like I've been doing it for the last 30 years. Either him personally house hacking, or him helping others house hack. So he's very familiar with the business, very familiar. And I got in contact with him because I know a realtor like myself. Shout out Tavion. I grew up with him, but he's a realtor, so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, send me an investor-friendly realtor, and he did. But even if you don't know a realtor, you can, you know, ask anybody, really, like, not anybody, but any realtor, you know, hey, can you send me an investor-friendly lender if you can't, you know, find one yourself. But yeah, so he was like, you know, 620 credit score, and he was like, I told him my credit, which is like in the 500s, and he said, you know, get back with me in about 3 months. In the meantime, try to pay those off, and we'll see where we at, and we'll touch bases and go from there. So that's just the information that I got that I want to pass on to y'all. Also, another requirement is at least 2 years of work experience. You want to make sure you have your last 2 years worth of taxes. whether that's W-2s or 1099. Just make sure that you had the taxes to, prove that you've been working. What else? Also, I would say, like I was saying earlier in the video, to have at least $10,000 to $15,000. With about $10,000, you can get something that costs $300,000. With about $15,000, you can get something that costs around $400,000, and that's because you're using the FHA loan and getting like 3.5%, or you only have to put down 3.5%. Now that's not including closing costs, but there's ways to go around that as well. What I want to say about the having 10,000, 10 to 15,000 down, 10 to 15,000 for an FHA loan. There's other loans. So ask your lender what loans can best fit you. There's some loans where it's called like down payment assistance, where they pay for the down payment, but you just have to pay for the closing costs. There's others where they pay for both the down payment and the closing costs. There's some where they don't look at your income or your like work history or your credit score. If you like go in it as a business and you like set up a business and you go into it as that, it's called a DC. It's called a DSCR loan, and I looked it up. It says it stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio Loan. Is a measure of the cash flow available to pay current debt obligations. So basically what that means is, when you go into these homes, like I was saying earlier, say your mortgage is $1,500, right, on a duplex, right, and you charge the other people $1,500 to live in that side of the building, then that means you don't have to pay anything for rent. But that also means that the money that you're getting, because you own the place and you're renting it out, so that is your tenant. So the money that you're getting from that, if it's your business, covers the mortgage. So it's literally covering your loan every month. You see what I'm saying? So they take that into consideration on how much to give you, or if they are going to give you money, they want to see how much that the cash flow covers of what they're lending you. You feel me? So I think that's real. I think that's tough. And it also says DSCR measures a business cash flow versus its debt obligations. Lenders use DSCR to determine whether a business has enough net operating income to pay back loans. So like I was saying, you don't have to show them your personal income or your personal work history or your personal credit. They want to see what will your business do in terms of the net profit paying off your loan or paying off your debt, basically. So, but yeah, that's just one type of loan. And like I said, there's other type of loans. You can get first-time home buyer loan, which goes hand in hand with the down payment assistance, where if you're getting a home for the first time, and first time, I say that in quotation marks because if you haven't bought a home, I think it's in the last 3 years. If you haven't bought a home in the last 3 years, you can get another home on a first-time home buyer loan or a down payment assistance loans where they pay for it and they pay your closing costs, or they just pay for the down payment. It doesn't have to be like literally your first home, even though you're a first-time home buyer when you buy your first home, and you're not a first-time home buyer if you buy your second home after 3 years. That 3 years wipes it away. It's kind of like, credit, like, or it's kind of like this statute of limitations. They say like every 7 years, you can't, bring up credit. I think you can't bring up bad credit after 7 years or something like that. With the crib, is after 3 years, then you can apply for another first-time home buyer loan.